to Josh Adams.
You're looking live at the virtual Sonoma Raceway, virtual wine country, as the QSR Next Gen Cup Series and the V-Speed Network continue with coverage of the 2025 season. Man, you like the lefts, you like the right-hand turns. We're going to have a fun one here tonight. We welcome you to the Clean Cut Painting Company. 100 miles, 43 laps around Sonoma Raceway. We are hopeful that you are having a good start to your week and you're ready for more exciting Cup action on V-Speed. Good evening, I'm Wesley Outland, joined alongside his producer, color commentator, and host to the mostest for V-Speed, Mr. Bradley Cooper. Bradley, we've had a fun first 4 weeks with oval tracks. Now we're ready to see what these drivers will be able to do on the twists and turns of Sonoma here. Good evening.
12 turns here in wine country, and it's an uphill battle all the way around this racetrack. But the main thing is you got to figure out a way to not get left behind. There's not going to be a lot of cautions here tonight. Somebody adjusted my microphone here tonight, but I got it back to normal. I think a child might have messed with it. There we go. I think we're set up now and we're correct. But yeah, Sonoma Raceway opened December 1st in 1968. It's had a few reconfigurations. There's a drag strip that runs down the center of this racetrack, and at one time drivers used to use a portion of that drag strip and come down off of turns 5 and 6 and actually loop into the middle of this racetrack. But that's since changed. Now it's more of a 90-degree slope and one of the most trickiest hairpins on the series. Turn 11. We'll see a lot of overtakes on that long straightaway leading up to that portion of the racetrack.
Really is. It's a very unique racetrack. Obviously, this place opened back up in December 1st, 1968, and if you did not know, it's adjacent to also the drag strip at Sonoma where the NHRA Drag Racing Series competes. As a matter of fact, if you look at that track map and you see that little sharp turn right there heading back to start-finish, entering onto the pit lane, that is actually the staging lane area to the famed NHRA Sonoma Raceway where they used to have the, obviously, drag racing events. So there you see it, and obviously we're going to see what these drivers will be able to do. And there's a glimpse of it right there. You see, yeah, he's dead on it, showing it to you now. So a fun place, a very exciting hairpin turn, if you will, especially heading back towards the start-finish line. And I think it's going to be very crucial to watch and see how things will develop coming around those corners here tonight.
Well, and you look at the variety here, Wesley. We've already done Daytona, a super speedway. We've hit Charlotte, which is the D-shaped intermediate. We hit a 2-mile, high-speed, high-bank. But now this is the most technical race that we've had so far, and we're going on to Iowa next week. But the technical portion of this schedule starts here. Week 4 all the way to week 7. It's going to be a lot different for these drivers. And then you're going to go back to super speedway style. So just reset everything. And then it's Circuit of the Americas. I mean, it's such a diverse schedule. I don't know how anyone could really dominate these first 7 to 8 weeks.
Well, let's take a look real quickly of where we, of course, are at with, I think qualifying is just about ready to wrap up here. So it looks like it's showing Justin Clapper at the top of the board. But there's a look at the point standings and the race results of the previous race. And Bradley Wilson, by the way, picking up the win on a very crazy, chaotic race last week at Auto Club Speedway. Matter of fact, the races have been really, really exciting this year. Maybe a little caution field, but they've been very exciting. You never know on any given night what's going to happen. And obviously, there's a look at the race results as Bradley Wilson was able to win last week at, of course, Auto Club Speedway. Point standing shows Alan Dobbs, the Charlotte winner, still up in the front, and Wanted Goons Chevy is right now leading the team standings over Cavalier Racing and Slightly Dangerous Racing. And by the way, we did find out that there is a Wanted Goons Chevy team and a Wanted Goons Ford team. That's why there are so many different Wanted Goon race cars on the racetrack, my friend.
Yeah, and it was kind of hard for us to figure that out, that those guys are actually in competition with one another. When we see the logos and they're working together at the super speedway, suddenly they weren't working together. And it actually came down to some of that top five where we saw that sixth place finish. Those two coming out, I believe it was Blake Giglio that had heavy contact coming out of four. And that was something that we caught on a replay there, the finish. But yeah, just a kind of a dramatic race. I think these guys still have some pre-race jitters, and maybe they're getting used to how one another drive. But this is the racetrack that you're going to find out as we get cycled to our grid.
And it is about time to introduce the starting lineup as we do get ready to go racing here. As again, these drivers will be ready to roll. Can we show you the race analysis real fast? But first, Here it is, the lineup for the race.
It's
go. Jesse Gordon.
Let's get the right thing up there. Sorry about that. That's my mistake.
Oh, it's all good, brother. There it is. 43 laps. I think I mentioned it earlier at the 100 miles, 43 laps roughly on a 2-mile road course here. Pit road speed around 40 miles an hour. Now, there is 3 sets of tires. The tires you qualify on, plus more, 2 sets in the pits. 2 attempts at a green, white checker overtime. And there will be a caution on lap number 12. Now, I know cautions are on, so there might be more than one caution, but I know sometimes in road course racing that I've done in other iRacing events, normally you might see one yellow flag. Let's give you the starting lineup now, your vspeed.com starting lineup, and there it is. Jesse Gordon on the pole, 114.860. Quentin Stewart alongside from Charlotte on the outside of row 1. Bradley Wilson, last week's winner at Auto Club, and Tristan Pena in the 50. Row number 2. Row 3 will find Galen Winch, followed by Antonio Bianchi in the 199 to the 51. Row 4, Alan Dobbs, Dylan Pickelsheimer, and a top 10. Row 5 will find Austin Thomas and Jason Blaney. The rest of the scoring ticker will go down below with Di Pasquale, McDonald, but I'll tell you what, though, we're getting ready to come to green. Walker, Ruckreigel on row number, row number 8 now. Jeremiah Nelson, Nicholas Caldwell. The scoring ticker is down below. A great field of cars. We're getting ready to come to good green. It's go time here at Sonoma. We already got problems at the entrance going into turn number 1. We got a car turned around in the wrong direction. Got to get back righted, if you will. We'll still stay under the green flag, and it looks like Quentin Stewart's going to get the whole shot over everybody right now. As you see the rest of the starting lineup, 34 cars strong coming to the start here at Sonoma, Bradley. They're already got Bradley Wilson and Quentin Stewart up in the front.
Wilson off to a great start. And then we had Jesse Gordon there. He lost a lot of ground, but I think it was Blake Giglio that went off the racetrack. So I'll have to go back and take a look at that in just a moment. But how it sits right now, the top 5 have already kind of changed hands. You've got your top pole sitter starting up there with Jesse Gordon falling back to 4th. You've got Tristan Pena, who started in 4th up to 3rd. And then Quentin Stewart hanging on to his 2nd place as we go into the final corner.
Look at this. This is just amazing how fast of a lap that they're putting down around the racetrack, as now there's that Whataburger number 50 machine right there. By the way, I was so excited. I was told the other day that there's a Whataburger being built around close to my neck of the woods, and I love me some Whataburger when I get to travel down to the deep south. So I'm excited for it to be in North Carolina. Tristan Pena, by the way. And right now they work across the line. We're working lap number 2. It's Wilson, Stewart, Pena, Gordon. There's the man right there that fell back out of the top 5. All this happens now as we work back up the hill, down the hill. What a fun place here in wine country. Sonoma Raceway right now as they work through those corners, hitting those rumble strips. Got to be careful if you hit the turtles. Cannot upset your car.
Yeah, it's really easy to overshoot that turn 5 and turn 6 and hit those rumble strips. And we're actually watching just before the S's. But look at the chaos. It's so organized and orchestrated, but it looks like complete chaos to somebody that might not know the configuration of this racetrack.
By the way, we mentioned those QSR Cup Series standings. Obviously, we've had 3 winners in 3 races. Blake Giglio, Alan Dobbs, Bradley Wilson. And again, as we mentioned, Alan Dobbs with a 9-point lead over Bradley Wilson coming into the race. There you see a battle going on in the back of the top 30. Fred Pennington's car off the pace in the 40 machine. And right now, we'll take a look at a replay to find out what happened to him as he's in trouble. Yep, that's what happened to him. And that caused him to lose all that great track position for the 40 car there.
We were just talking about that part of the racetrack where you could hit those rumble strips wrong, and that's what sent him off the racetrack. He got it back off the wall. He's got a little bit of left or right front damage, so something else has happened to him. Pennington back to 32nd now. I want to go back
number 2 of 43, and look at this now. It's Wilson's up in front. I think, where we're going to go back, Bradley? Where are we going to go back and check?
I think we need to go back and look. Al Likens, that car earlier that we saw go off the racetrack, yeah.
Al Likens may have crashed, is what it shows on the information here. So we will find out. There it is, the Dow number 3. By the way, if you don't know what that car looks like, that's a kind of a what the Richard Childress Racing Austin Dillon car looks like. Yes, sir. There it is, right there, Austin Dillon's Chevrolet. And right now, Wilson up in the front spot. There he goes on the number 21 machine. Working already with another lap completed here. I mean, I will say this. In the road courses I've worked of iRacing in the past, you know, Bradley, if you mind your P's and Q's and no yellow flags are thrown, you can get done with an iRacing road course event in less than an hour. 43 laps can fly by very quickly. You see they're already working 40 laps to go. Remember, lap 12 is the stage break. And we're seeing these guys will and deal here as this battle for the top 7 continues. Behind Lunch in 5th, that is Blaney. You're on board with him, and Bianchi right there.
Well, this is such a different start to what we saw at Auto Club. The car was a lot harder to handle, it seemed like, and you would think with more corners here, it would be more difficult, but these guys are doing really well. I haven't seen anything outlandish, just, you know, a couple little miscalculations, lock up the tire here or there. But really, field's spread out, and they're doing a fantastic job. But Galen Wunsch and Jason Blaney almost make contact at 11.
Damian Neeson, I think, hit the word on the head. He said, man, good luck tonight, MPM boys. Heads down, deep breaths, you've got this. And obviously, you know, you don't want to make a lot of aggressive moves, obviously, in the early going here at Sonoma, but you don't want to also, you know, be bullied, right? I mean, that's a nice way of saying it. You gotta know you gotta protect yourself, you gotta fight back, but you don't want to wreck your car here. You got the eye on the drivers with the eye on the track on the right. There it is, Austin Thomas with the little Shia LaBeouf in the background with a little motivational. I love his, I think he's got the favorite eye on drivers screen there is. I love it.
Just do it. I mean, I could think back to, if you haven't seen it, there is a remix of this on YouTube. Go check that out. There's lots of fire and outer space involved. It doesn't disappoint. So go check that out on YouTube.
Was this when he was flipping out on the movie Transformers?
I believe.
Was this?
I believe so.
Sounds to me like it's the part where he's talking about the Autobots, and he's like, you wanted this. You wanted to be a part of it. You got this, buddy. Hey, man, I'm cool. My name is Vinny on the United Spitz.
I think it was more of a mental breakdown,
right?
In his own house. But yeah. It was about that time.
Dude, a robot has stolen my car. I love that movie. Absolutely.
I watched it on Even Stevens, so that's where I go back to.
Yes, sir. I used to be able to do the voices of, I've always wanted to do, voiceovers, like, not just for my own voice, but for cartoon characters or movie characters. And there was a time that I used to be able to do Optimus Prime and Megatron perfectly. Like I used to be able to, and what's the other guy? The Designation Jazz, if you remember him, the robot. So yeah. We are live at the Sonoma Raceway, and this is the QSR Cup Series. Autobots transform.
That's actually pretty good. That's pretty spot on.
Wilson's leading the way right now. And that's the number 21 up in front. And he leads them, obviously trying to continue all the momentum of winning and second in the point standings right now. 9 points out, trying to be the first repeat winner of the year. And obviously already working towards lap number 6 of 43. Remember, halfway home into that stage break at lap 12. There's Quentin Stewart. Listen, so Quentin Stewart missed 2 weeks ago because he was on vacation. The man out of Charlotte, North Carolina, had a pretty disappointing race last week. Daytona wasn't pretty for him. So right now, he has got the best race going for him, if you will. There he is in his iRig or racing rig for the Ion Driver camera from Charlotte, North Carolina, and right now sitting in second, very comfortably in the lead there, Bradley, in the top 3.
I've seen a lot of camera movement. I'd say that desk is working as hard as it possibly can. I think Quentin might be working harder than that desk, just keeping that car the right direction. He was gaining on Wilson there. Last time by, he had made up almost a full tenth of a second. But since then, it's kind of shallowed out. This time around, he's really going to get some gains in turn 11, right up on the bumper.
Again, this is the Clean Cut Painting Company 100 here at Sonoma. So glad you're joining us again for our coverage on V-Speed. As right now, Bradley Wilson continuing to be the man that leads the way. The man that comes off of a win last week at the Auto Club Speedway. Again, all this going on is, by the way, EOL penalties were handed down for last week's race at Auto Club. EOL penalties for John Fike, Brant Allen. He's also been placed on probation, just like Dylan Pickelsheimer. EOL penalties also given to Waylon Turner and Nathan Line. It seems like for the last, 2 or 3 weeks off and on, we've had some drivers either have to start at the rear for the start of races like tonight, and obviously another driver going on probation, Bradley.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it goes again back to that racetrack was wide. There was tons of opportunity to pass, but it seemed like there was a lot of take and not enough give, especially early on in that event. And now, right, we're seeing this battle of give and take with the 21 of Wilson, the 99 of Stewart, and the 110 of Gordon. It is tight. Less than 2/10 separating each one of these drivers.
Really good solid run going right now for them as they work their way back around here around the racetrack, with Wilson continuing to lead the way. Stewart, Gordon, Blaney, Pena right now, top 5. There you see the 33. Whoa, look out, buddy. There's Ruck Regal.
Ruck Regal, 33 almost hit the tire barrier in 11. I think he locked it up. Take it back on a replay and find out.
Yeah, Ruck Regal, man. And there's that sharp part of the racetrack that we talked about right there at the dragway area entrance. There it is right here. And that sharp turn right here where you got to negotiate. Ruck Regal's car right there in the wall. What does that say? Rocket Raspberry? 5-hour energy? Is that what it says?
I believe it does.
Rocket Raspberry? Is that a new flavor or something?
I think so. And I can tell you, can confirm, actual sponsor for Ruck Regal's team.
There you go. Rocket Raspberry. I might get to try that one day when I have to do a lot of late night driving or whatnot. So, good carpooling on the road the last couple of weeks.
I think some of these drivers are trying to flip this stage here for track position. It's, I believe pit road's going to close here in the next lap. So they're going to try to get down and get service. Yep.
That question is it going to be abnormal to come down to the pit lane and try to pit here before the end of the stage to maybe, like you said, stay out there whenever the caution does come out? Right now, we're working, and remember, John Fike, I mean, he's really got nothing to lose. Look at this bike, though, the way Quentin Stewart, who was second on the racetrack, he gives up second. He comes down pit lane in that QSR Simulations number 99 entry from Charlotte. He's back out on course again. He'll end up falling all the way 14.8 seconds. I want to see where Quentin Stewart will end up. He's got to fall all the way back to 13th, so is it really not that bad? I mean, you might gain all that back when everybody else comes down pit road at the end of the stage if they choose to.
Yeah, I think they're going to. I think at lap 12 we have that stage caution. All the drivers that didn't pit will. They can't afford not to. They can't make it on the end of fuel here. But the strategy, 100% fuel in these cars, it's going to be close. And with the pit road closing here in this next lap, I think if you're going to go, you should have went right there at lap 10. Stretch it as far as you can. Wilson holding on to the lead, though. 1.9 seconds now over Jason Blaney. As a lot of drivers in the top 10 did hit the pits. Tay McDonald up to 4th now in the 29. That'll give about 8 positions gain now for both Blaney and McDonald.
The laps are winding down, as we mentioned. All of this happening as we are literally showing Wilson leading the way. Blaney is behind them. We'll continue to watch the laps tick down for this one. And again, remember, there will be that competition caution. Whoa.
I think that was the Austin Dowdy that just went through the dirt. It was.
Dowdy back in 28th spot now. Let's see what happened to him. Another 5-hour Energy Chevrolet. Whoa, look out. A little off-road racing there. He saves it, keeps on going. We stay green, no problems. And we are closing in on the end of the stage here. Lap number 12, there will be the caution, and that is the stage break. And it possibly could be the only caution of the stage.
What happened to Bradley Wilson? He lost 1.9 seconds to Jason Blaney. He had a 1.9 second lead here, Wesley, and it is gone on this white flag.
Yeah, look at Blaney drilling him into that W Energy Ford. Now remember, they're also trying to come to the end of the stage here. Remember, just got to hold him off. Remember, stage points on the line. He's just got to get around here for this last time as he's working through the S's of Sonoma Raceway. This race course, 1.99 miles here. And right now, it is him currently just doing what he needs to do to stay up in front. The man that dominated right now the opening stage here at Sonoma is right now working his way down into the final part of the racetrack. Coming to the line. Blaney giving him another shot there. There he goes, Bradley, but I don't think he can get him, though.
Nope. He overshot it. He sent it way too deep, and that's going to give stage 1 victory here for race number 4 to Bradley Wilson.
So Bradley Wilson will win the stage, and the caution should come out here any moment. There it is, once the top 10 cars cross the scoring loop, and they have done that now. So the yellow flag is out as everyone else is now finally heading towards there. I think that's the 10th place car right there. So the caution is out, and a very fast 12 laps. Bradley Wilson getting the stage break here at the Sonoma Raceway, all part of tonight's Clean Cut Painting Company 100, and a very quick 12 laps, Bradley Cooper. Now the question is, the $1 million question is, do you come down to the pit lane, or are you going to stay on the track and try to hold off these other guys that went for early pit stops and went for undercut?
That's why they undercut. I think for Quentin Stewart, Jesse Gordon, Alan Dobbs, and Antonio Bianchi, it is a genius call to come down on lap 10. That's when pretty much everybody came in, when they were stretching this run as far as they could. So I would venture to say the rest of this field will come in a pit. And tire fall off, not as dramatic here. You're probably within a second of your best lap time for about 20 laps. So especially if you're not pushing it really hard, you could kind of average this car out and have something for these guys at the end if you saved your stuff coming back out. You know, Quentin Stewart didn't lose a lot of positions. They had pushed out, you know, quite a few seconds ahead of this top 10. So he only came out in 13th. He's probably going to be your leader when we go back green.
So, with that said, we are going to see who's coming to the pit lane as we have our caution flag out over the racetrack. This is a controlled caution as it is the end of the stage. In just a moment, the pace car will lead the field back towards the opening of the pit lane, and we will see who will be the takers to come down for service and who will stay out. Obviously, there's a look at your top 10 on the scoring ticker. Those are your stage point drivers. Most amount of points maximum going to Bradley Wilson. Again, the winner last week at Auto Club, second in the point standings right now. And he certainly is looking to carry the momentum here right now at Sonoma over Blaney, Pena, McDonald, Picklesheimer, DePasquale, top 5. And now we look at the pace truck working his way down towards the stage and lane drag strip side of Sonoma. And here comes Wilson. And who else is coming down pit lane? We see Blaney, and other takers are behind him now, Bradley Cooper.
Everybody else is coming in. Everybody else. I mean, you don't really get back to where probably Stewart and all these other guys are in the top 20 until you see them come down to you know, coming to pit road. There you see Quentin Stewart and all the other ones that pitted earlier. We'll see if they stay out or are they going to come back in as well. Yep, Quentin Stewart's staying out.
Yep, there it is. There's that strategy of the cars that decided to go for the undercut and pit early, and now they will reap the benefits as you'll see the scoring pylon. There's the race off pit road as Wilson in first, out first over Blaney. Pena and McDonald have a great race, drag race side by side exiting pit lane. And Quentin Stewart will now be the new leader here in virtual wine country. We're just getting started with race number 4, the QSR Simulations Next Gen Cup Series in tonight's Clean Cut Painting Company 100. We take a break on V-Speed. The second stage is next from Sonoma.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your
Josh Adams.
Pace truck is onto the pit lane. Welcome back to coverage of the QSR Simulations Next Gen Cup Series and the Clean Cut Painting Company 100 at Sonoma. Oh, by the way, big thanks to our Restart Zone sponsor, Walker's Ridge Plantation. They're in that box now. The green flag is flying. We are back underway. Quentin Stewart, remember, went for an undercut, pitted early before the end of stage number 1. He now gets the whole shot. Gordon, Dobbs, Bianchi, Wilson, Pena. They're having a big fight for position, going for second in the corners.
Right out of the gate, they were 3 wide up the hill. Can you believe that at Sonoma?
That was crazy. I mean, that could have been a lot of big trouble right there.
Pena's around.
Pena! Whataburger just got spoiled.
The spicy ketchup hits the wall, and it's back to 20th position.
Wow. Oh, yes, by the way, Whataburger, spicy ketchup. Have you ever tried it before? It's
Oh, the 8. I think it's Dowdy losing it as well in 7. It's Restart Chaos at Sonoma, lap 17 in the 48. Parker Johnston is also, actually Jeremiah Nelson, I apologize, off the racetrack.
Unbelievable. Now Quentin Stewart leading this thing here, man. Could tonight be the night for the man from Charlotte? We got a replay of what just happened on track a moment ago. Bradley Cooper showing the action as the 48's around to the ally colors of Alex Bowman and Jimmy Johnson from back in the day. Wow.
It's falling apart quickly. I really want to go back and show that 3 wide on that restart. The 110 of Jesse Gordon shot it a little bit wide there in turn 2, and because of that, checked up everybody on the outside, and they ended up 3 wide at the top of the hill. I've got to go back and find that. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see how good I am.
You got this, dog. You got this.
There we go. Look at
Look
it
at
from a
that
chopper
stack up
camera.
in traffic right there, man. Look at this. Wow. So you notice the 10 went off the track, got a little bit of the rumble of the gravel there, got into Dobbs at 54. And then look at this other great racing going on as they were fighting for this position on the restart. And look at Quentin Stewart. He's like, you know what? You guys gonna battle? I am gone. Sayonara. He hit the loud pedal. He was in stealth mode there, Bradley. Cannot catch him.
Oh, and problems for John Fike now that we go back to the live view, and he has a broken toe link. He looks done for the day. Just trying to keep it out of harm's way and not interfere with anyone else, but that car is done.
In the wall, all this going on now.
This replay button getting a workout here. That was Picklesheimer in front of him here. I don't think Picklesheimer got involved with this. But a send here to the inside. 65 gets there. And it looks like, oh, the 12. I think that was the 12 of Davis Greenwell that was sideways in that hairpin. What happened to him?
Man, he changed his colors, didn't he? Didn't he change his wrap job on his car?
Yeah,
that's a very
looks a little different.
Color design, yeah.
Ah, Blaney, there was contact.
Oh, no! Yeah! And that's
Fike
what
had
happened to
nowhere to
Fike there. John
Yep.
Fike into Greenwell. Blaney, just a little, I mean, that's what's going to happen.
And now we've got Brent Allen going. There's so much happening here on lap 17 to 19. I can't keep up with all of it. And the change for the lead as well. Quentin Stewart off the racetrack somehow lost the lead. I got to go back and find that.
Alan Dobbs now getting around Quentin Stewart. Here is a look at how that all surfaced as we were showing you replays of Chaos and Mayhem. Now the new change for the lead. Sonic Machine to the lead. The Toyota. Alan Dobbs now the new leader. How about that? And by the way, the points leader, 9 points over stage 1 winner Bradley Wilson.
And that battle last week at Auto Club between Alan Dobbs and Bradley Wilson, who got the stage win. But Wilson is currently running back here in 5th position. He still has a lot of traffic to get back up here, all over the back bumper of the 51.
And I'll tell you what, Bradley, what a launch this could be for Quentin Stewart if he can get back in here and win this race tonight. I mean, he come into tonight's event 36th in the point standings. If you win, you automatically punch yourself into the ticket to the playoffs, but that would be a massive climb up the scoring pylon, or the point standings, if you will, as right now you see him in 2nd currently, as we are approaching already halfway next time by. Look at this now. Whoa!
And to avoid the 110 of Jesse Gordon, that was on board with Bianchi, and it was sideways for Jesse Gordon. I thought that the 51 was going to make contact with him. He was able to avoid it, but he ended up losing some ground. And again here into turn 5, he's just trying to find a way around him. They lost a ton of time, though, to the top 2.
Avid race fan, we did not show a chart showing that Wilson was the points leader. We showed a chart. Can we literally show that chart real quick so Avid race fan could be put in his place? This guy, man, for another week. Look at this.
I got it.
Would you like to tell him? Go ahead, my friend, tell him.
All right, we got Alan
Maybe
Dobbs,
he can be called up. He's the one that said that I needed help from him. Go ahead, tell him what's going on there, Bradley.
We got
Go ahead.
point standings on the right-hand side with Alan Dobbs, Bradley Wilson behind 9 points. Brantley Bryant, Blake Giglio, your winner at Daytona. Al Likens in 5th, and all the way down to Mitchell Costner. So the team standings on the right as well.
Thank you, Bradley.
Avid race fan, we do appreciate you coming in here. We just want to make sure that anything you say or we say isn't malicious. We're trying our best. We try to do our best every week.
He's not a fan of the commercials either. What's wrong with the commercial? I mean, come on, man.
I mean, the series sponsors.
Exactly. Come on.
We got to get the leagues their dues, and I mean, all this is funded by people that are part of the community and part of V-Speed, and everybody here that puts on this show, none of it's free.
You put a thumbs up and said, my bad. No problem, Avid race fan, and I can see now why you're an Avid race fan as well, man. Appreciate the passion. We are halfway, by the way, and hey, one thing that we do every week is to hear the roar. What's it going to sound like at a road course, though?
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
It's time to crank it up, ladies and gentlemen. No, we're not going to commercial, Avid race fan, but it is time to crank it up. Presented by MSR Performance. Take a listen to this as we're at the midway point here at Sonoma. Crank It Up is so different than what it is, obviously, on a road course and on the oval. Thank you again, as always, to Mustard Seed Racing MSR. for sponsoring the Crank It Up here at the road course at Sonoma. Bradley Cooper's in the house. I'm Wesley Outland. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in a few moments, we're going to pick the driver of the day on V-Speed. Man, I don't know who to pick. But obviously, there's some great racing we're watching, and now we're seeing Alan Dobbs right now show his strengths up in the front. And came into the race as the points leader by 9 over Bradley Wilson. The Charlotte winner was Alan Dobbs. Last week's winner at Auto Club was Bradley Wilson. There has been 3 winners in 3 races. Will somebody finally break through as a repeat winner? It could be Dobbs, but Stewart is right there in hot pursuit as they come back to the line.
Remember, Quentin Stewart came down pit road early, but Dobbs was also on the same strategy. So some of these drivers split the run before the stage break and took the loss on the stage points. Dobbs, Stewart, you had Jesse Gordon in that list. Austin Thomas also did that. You had back here with Antonio Bianchi, Galen Wunsch, and a few others. There's contact with the leader, the 40 car.
There's Hamilton Pennington. Pennington shoved out of line. You better get off the rumble strips, buddy. And, man, he's got some severe damage on the Kinder Morgan entry. He's now fallen all the way back to 27th spot. And look at the face on Fred Pennington as we go on the eye on the drivers. And the man with the handlebar mustache is not happy right now. Wow. What a tough break. Yes, avid race fan, to answer your question, there is already some new Whataburgers being built in the Charlotte Hickory area. Or actually, they're already up. There's a new one in Gastonia, and I was told when I was in Charlotte a few weeks ago that there is 2 new locations in Raleigh that'll be built next year. I think it's decent. They're going to start doing construction, but they're planning to open it up in January. One at Falls of the Noose Road and one at Six Forks Road, and I am looking forward to that, Bradley. Bradley, you ever had Whataburger?
Yes, I have. Absolutely have.
Ain't nothing like one of those big burgers, man, with the juicy ground beef, and then obviously wash it down with those big milkshakes. The chocolate milkshakes are my favorite, man. Oh, they're so delicious, yeah. And when I tell you that, it ain't like no other fast food chain, if you say, Bradley, I want a super large chocolate milkshake, extra thick or thin, they're going to give you like a big 40 milkshake. Like, seriously. And it's delicious.
The only complaint I have is that they haven't built any in Ohio. That's the only complaint I have.
Wow. Well, they're building some here in the Carolinas, and they're expanding, so maybe eventually they'll go into the Buckeye State. Whataburger is amazing. Audience, if you ever travel down to the Deep South, I think the closest one Southern related is besides the one in Charlotte and Hickory and Gastonia, there's one down in Georgia at Livonia, Georgia, off of I-85 near Livonia Speedway, Tacoma Raceway when I go announce down there. And then, of course, if you go down to Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, down into those areas, that's where they're very, very popular. That's where they came from. My buddy, Mr. Charles Wooten, with Race On, got me addicted to Whataburger, and I've loved it ever since. All right, enough about them, because they ain't giving us no money except filling our belly when we go get it.
They're giving this kid money.
It is. Obviously, the 50 car looks really, really good. And what a comeback for the spicy ketchup entry of Pena, because if you remember, he had some problems earlier, and Pena has put his car right back into the top 15.
Yeah, it was just south of Dallas for me where I had it the first time. And
yes! Damian Neeson says I had one at an airport in Texas. Does that count? Yes, it does. Yes, sir. And Crystals is popular, obviously, down in the Deep South as well. And there's a Crystals that just got built in Wilson, North Carolina. So I love my Crystal burgers, Brad. That's kind of like your White Castle up in the.
You lost me there. You lost me there. Not a fan.
No? Wow.
Now, this guy, just speaking of food, Sonic's good, but favorite cheeseburger of all time. Five Guys cheeseburgers. You can't beat it. and he won't change my mind.
There you go, 5 guys. In and out, it's pretty popular too if you go to California, the West Coast. I've been there in California and Vegas and whatnot. So Alan Dobbs right now continuing to lead the way, ladies and gentlemen. And we are heading to the home stretch. We have got to, Bradley, pick our driver of the day, our V-Speed driver of the day.
How do you do
Who do
it?
you pick? I'm going to go with Quentin Stewart. I'm going to go with our buddy, Quentin Stewart. I know he's got QSR simulations on the car. People do not think they were kissing up to the boss, because I'm not. But listen, he missed the other week ago because of vacation. He had bad luck in Daytona. He's got to turn it around. He took the strategy of the undercut earlier in the race. He's right now in the number 2 spot. Quentin Stewart is my V-Speed driver of the day. What do you think, Bradley?
I'll go with it. I mean, he's done exactly what he's needed to do. He flipped the strategy. He sacrificed those stage points, and he's maintained a top 3. I mean, this car was fast enough. It started here today. He qualified up here. He led 4 laps, but he would love to get back to that lead. And as we approach that 10 to go mark, I think you're going to see him push a little bit more every time to get back up there.
And that, of course, is your V-Speed driver of the day. It's presented by the V-Speed Network for your best coverage of everything from the QSR Cup Series, Goat Locker Racing, IndyCar, throwback races. These guys are on the freaking air every day of the week, twice on Sunday. Check them out at V-Speed on social media and on YouTube and X at V-Speed Sim. There you go.
I think last week's driver of the day was Dylan Picklesheimer for much improvement, and they even voiced it there in the Discord. I don't know if you catch on the announcements there for the penalty report, but they talked about how Dylan Picklesheimer has just completely turned around how he's been driving, and it's shown in the results. Compared to Daytona and the duels, Picklesheimer is a top 10 car these last 3 weeks, and I agree 100%. You know, the penalty, you know, maybe he needed some of that reporting, and maybe he needed to know, hey, some of these guys didn't like the way you were racing them, but I think he's cleaned it up tremendously, and this 9 car is in the hunt for this playoff.
Well, you remember, by the way, actually, we had him on the broadcast last Tuesday night. And he finished in the top 5, and he was in 4th, but we still had the opportunity to speak to him. And man, he was just tickled to death. If you remember, he was like, "Wow, really, guys? Y'all wanna talk to me?" Like, you know, I mean, and he really kind of had a chance to let himself be heard. Obviously, we have no judge, jury, executioner decisions of what the punishment was for what happened at the duels in Daytona, or the follow-up of what the punishment was. But obviously, we both said it. Man, this guy's gone through a lot of bad luck, and he's still been able to process and keep on digging for sure. Got a battle going on to the top 20. That's Nelson, that's Bryant, and the Wanted Goons take down the Ally entry. That's a battle for 16th through 18th on the track.
Fred Pennington in the chat. Too much damage done for the night.
Oh,
we got to look at it there, Fred. I know coming up that hill, it was sideways. I think Alan Dobbs was back to the throttle a little sooner, and it's just a checkup. But we did get a chance to look at that. And we had some problems there earlier in the event as well before that stage break. Just a technical racetrack. It's tough. So many drivers have had problems here tonight. You got Alan Dobbs on pit road, Fred Pennington, Norman King, John Fike done for the day, Chris Nail, John Walker, Blake Giglio done pretty much from the start. He's 30 laps down. And then Ethan Wisnowski also electing not to grid. So quite a few of these drivers having problems. As you see some issues with the lead again. Car diving out of the way. I think that's 34 Leahy? Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yes, sir, it is, man. And what a quiet year it's been for him also. You know, we kind of talked about that. And with the amazing credentials that this guy has, awesome to have him running the QSR Simulation Series, a former competitor in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. And right now, obviously, sitting in that car, number 34, needs to turn things around, right? It's still a long way to go. I'm not saying that he's in any shape or form out of it, but it has not been the best of seasons for him.
I can tell you what's going on.
What's that?
Legion 34. It's a newly formed Discord server community. It's based around Call of Duty.
Okay.
He's been playing too much Call of Duty. That's all it is. He needs to get back here on iRacing more often, and maybe it'll line up. He is having a struggle right now. I said that jokingly, and then he had a problem in turn 1. I feel bad for this guy. And like you said, the credentials that he has, he's kind of struggling here, and I think a lot of this too. You go back to look at guys that raced in the peak antifreeze, went to Coca-Cola E-Series. Like what was the driver of the 2 that had so much success when iRacing first came out? I'm drawing a blank right now. Help me out here. You know who I'm talking about. He won like 3 or 4 championships back in the day.
Oh man, I know what you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah, and now he's at the point where he's done. He's confused. I think a lot of the car handling, the physics, it's changed so much from where it was when it started. That for some of these guys, it's just been hard to adapt.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting so much more technical, and they are literally making these simulations be just like what the real deal is. I mean, I'm telling you, the NASCAR organizations, and it's not just Cup now, it is Xfinity, it is the Truck Series, it is ARCA. It's even for the NASCAR Will and Modified guys that I know in races I get to cover. They are making them get in these cars and practice simulations, and it literally, with the exception of being inside of a real race car, it feels like you're getting used to the track, the layout, knowing when the bumps are, knowing when you got to turn, when you got to transition, exit, transition speed. Oh, look at the car in the wrong direction. Whoa, look at that. We had the 13 in another car. That was Allen and maybe Cosner. Got a replay coming for you. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing what was is now and now is then, and just the competition level as we look at Allen right here. He got maybe there was a spun car before he got there. We'll see here.
Locked it up.
He lost it. There it is. Yep, there it is.
Oh.
Wow. And nowhere to go for our buddy Cosner. He always says it's the Frito-Lay car, but it's something else. What is it? What does he say? Cheaters?
Lazy cheaters.
Yeah, lazy cheaters. Yeah. Frito-Lay and lazy cheaters. I love it. Ray Afala, is that who I'm thinking of? Ray
Afala, there it is.
Yeah, thank you, Brian Martin. Ray Afala. Yeah, that's who it was. Ray Afala used to be a dominator. You're exactly right. So.
Yep, Ray Afala was one of the guys that actually was being interviewed to be put in a car, and they did that a few times. You can actually look at the success of William Byron in stock car racing. I think he just won last week in Iowa. That's where he started. He had a Legends car right after that, but he was racing on a Logitech G27. To go back that far and where the iRacing has changed so much. A lot of real-world drivers have started to use it as a training tool and to learn some of these tracks, and you can catch a lot of their content in the off season where they're using this continuously. I remember back during COVID where NASCAR couldn't go to real venues, and we had a 5-race stint of what we're doing right now, presented on Fox. I think it was on FS1 or maybe NBC Sports.
It was on Fox. It was on network TV, believe it or not. That's when they debuted all of that stuff going on during COVID. And to be honest with you, that's how I got back into broadcasting iRacing. I started back in the when it first was created. I actually started with doing the if people remember R Factor 1, 2, the dirt stuff, and then it became iRacing that got popular. And then I took a stint left like in 2010, 2011, and I came back during COVID because, let's be honest, Quentin, I broadcast not just racing. I do all sports. I was actually right in the middle of working the ACC tournament in Greensboro for the women's tournament whenever we got the call that they were shutting the country down. And obviously it's amazing what a push, what a lift iRacing got, simulation sports got. And I don't even want to say iRacing in general. I just want to talk about esports. Esports in general.
It exploded.
It did because honestly people had nothing to do, and We're looking at the Ion drivers, and I believe this is our buddy Clapper, Justin Clapper, right now sitting in 20th position, or the top 20s at 19th. And we're closing in on the home stretch of this one, man. We're in countdown mode. It's got to be, what is it, like under 10 to go, I think?
I believe, if you want to go quick math, I think we're sitting at 7 to go.
Yeah. I mean, we're in the countdown stretch, but you know, I thank you though for mentioning that name though in the chat box. I was thinking either Ray Afala or Malik Ray was going to come to mind. Bobby Zielinski. It was going to be some of those name of drivers. You know,
it's this car, in my opinion. This car changed everything as soon as they rolled it out. It was a learning curve.
Michael Conning struggles now.
Yep. There was just such a change with the independent rear end. That's how good iRacing is at mimicking some of the counterparts. And yeah, there is code, there is, you know, bugs and issues, and they have refined this car several times. They've had oval updates, tire updates. It's changed a lot compared to what it was at the beginning. But you go back to when this car first came out, I don't even, to this day, drive this car. I don't enjoy it. It goes against everything that I've learned on the system, on the service. I just can't. I can't bring myself. It's a different discipline of racing. It's more like a GT3.
I say this jokingly. It's been the Steven Wilson. It's been the Steven Wilson, Tucker Minner, Vincent Salas year this year for eNASCAR. So as I think we got a problem on the track.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Found it.
There we go. There it is. Watch this. Is this Blaney? Blaney and Picklesheimer going at it.
Picklesheimer done for the day after this one. Not sure exactly what happened. Maybe a connection issue. Yes.
Maybe Blaney is okay. He didn't get wrecked, so it's just Picklesheimer there and gone, you know?
Yep.
And, yeah. Well, we're nearing the end of this one, audience. We thank you for joining us. And, well, y'all are making me hungry talking about food. Yes, sir. Talking about, you know, somebody mentioned White Castle. I'm not a fan of the White Castle burgers. I have had them in the at the grocery stores if need be, if I just want to have one as a quick snack. But I will tell you, I do like the White Castle chicken fingers. I do like them. But they're like the chicken rings, you know what I'm talking about, the chicken rings? I do like them. So, I found myself one night in Richmond, Kentucky after announcing at Richmond Raceway and didn't really have anything open, and I walked across from my hotel room at Hampton Inn to a White Castle and got food there, and chicken rings was on the late night docket, if you will, so because they're open 24 hours. But nonetheless, this race is nearing the home stretch as well. And look at Dobbs under attack now. Lap car is a pick. Quentin Stewart in hot pursuit here at Sonoma as we come to the end of this one.
This top four has accordion back together. Wilson was there in the hunt there for a moment. Now has the lap down car in the 28 machine falling back. That's Norman King. He's going to let them by wisely through the S's.
Okay, so basically what I think's happening, Bradley, is we're seeing, I guess commercials are popping up on their own through YouTube. Listen, that's monetization. That puts money in V-Speed's pocket. So I think if you update your YouTube account, that will allow you to not see all these commercials. But I mean, hey, look, that's how the bills get paid. I mean that in a very nice way. 5 laps to go. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're watching this battle shape up here. I think we're about to have a really close battle for the top four.
Oh, yeah, I think it's on like Donkey Kong right there. Look at this, Dobbs and Stewart. And there's Wilson and Gordon in the 110. All this happening. There's your top four as another car goes up the hill, get out of harm's way. I want to say that was the 52 car. And we still stay under the green flag, and we race on as that is Brantley Bryant. Yes, sir. And he says, have at it, boys. There's a race going on, and I'm not in it. And there's your top four. Any of those guys in the top four could win this thing. Could Dobbs not win this race? He could win. He could not. He could make a slip. And I promise you, Quentin Stewart is going to do any and everything he can to get in the virtual head of the 54 of Alan Dobbs to make him slip here as they're coming to 8 miles, 4 laps to go here at Sonoma now, Bradley. There he is. Quentin Stewart, eye on the track, eye on the driver, to the left.
He's losing a little bit of ground there on the exit of turn 11. That's where Quentin Stewart, he's trying to outbrake Dobbs, but he's not getting the drive off. He's making up all this time during the lap, but then he gives it all back. If he could just figure out turn 11, I think he'd be there at the end.
Just trying to be patient. Look at the focus on Quentin Stewart, right? He's not even, taking his hand off the wheel. There's the battle. He's got to run. Cannot get him. Dobbs shuts the door. Stewart fights back on the inside. Driver right. And down he goes around in the 8 car. We race on. He had a chance. Just could not pull the trigger. He's got to try again to kick the door in to run down Dobbs. 3 to go when they come to the line. They're heading towards the drag strip side.
These two get the racing too much side by side, though. It's going to allow Wilson and Gordon back into the picture. They're down to, just under a second as we go into this final corner. 3 to go at the line. And a little bit better there, but still, you can see how much Dobbs pulls away in those final 2 corners. And then Stewart, through 7, he is phenomenal.
He's setting him up, brother. He's setting him up. Quentin Stewart trying to get a better run speed on him. And I'll tell you this much, obviously you don't want to flat spot the tires. You don't want to wear your equipment out at the late rally because, listen, Stewart knows that Wilson and Gordon are right behind him as well. A second and a half? I mean, and you just got to methodically hit your marks. You cannot make a mistake. Dobbs and Stewart know they're there. Look at Bradley Wilson, winner last week at Auto Club. The brake rotors are literally cherry red in that Chevrolet Camaro of the man in 3rd place right now, the Stage 1 winner. Can he win this race? You're darn right he could. We saw how good Wilson's car was. We saw the undercut by Dobbs and Stewart. That was the reason why we're seeing the difference of who's up in front now, and now they got to capitalize and take advantage of this thing here as we're coming to the penultimate lap here. 2 to go. Eye on the drivers. That's Tay McDonald. He's right now outside the top 5, trying to run them down. Track strip side, heading to 2 to go.
Just wanted to get a quick on board with him. He's got some lap traffic in front of him, but he's trying to chase down Austin Thomas about 2.3, 2.5 seconds back. Still a lot of racing left to be done.
If you remember last week when we saw Tay McDonald on camera, it was a lot of frustration and disappointment because he got wrecked out, if you remember, at Auto Club.
Quentin Stewart took the lead back. That happened just as we went on board with Tay McDonald. He took it back with 2 to go.
Everybody, don't freak out. Here's a replay of how he got it. That's now the man from Charlotte, from the Queen City, needing to win 36 in the point standings. With this win, it'll shoot him up and lock himself into the playoffs. The QSR Simulations entry on the outside, using the drag strip area. That sharp turn, the hairpin off of the corner, coming to the start-finish line. And now Quentin Stewart in the lead. Back live. He has got to hold on as he is working again right where he took the lead a lap ago, heading towards the white flag. Final lap at Sonoma. Bradley this time by. The white linens in the air as they work now back to start finish.
Stewart had about 0.3 of a second. He pulled out there. 1 lap to go. In race number 4, Quentin Stewart has some lap traffic. He has to navigate around Brent Allen. And I can remember back to last season where Quentin Stewart had a real opportunity to win at Echo Park in Atlanta, and he got tagged by the 13. Not going to happen this time. Does Dobbs have anything for him? Less than 7 corners to go for Quentin Stewart. Top 4 right on top of each other.
Yes, sir. I was about to say that. There's a trio right behind the leader, Stewart, and you know Stewart cannot falter now. One wrong slip, and you got a feeling a bump and run might be coming short track style on the road course if Dobbs can get to the rear end of the 99 Toyota right now. Quentin Stewart having the perfect lap of his life right now, trying to lock himself into the playoffs in round number 4. Herring his way, working his way now towards that hairpin turn. Here comes Dobbs. Can he get him? He's down below. He's right on the rear end. He cannot catch him. Quentin Stewart is going to join the other drivers. That makes it now 4 winners in 4 races. He wins at Sonoma. Quentin Stewart from Charlotte becomes the 4th different winner of the year, joining Alan Hobbs, Bradley Wilson, and Blake Giglio on the year. Quentin Stewart took off 2 weeks ago for vacation. He had bad luck at Auto Club, bad luck in Daytona, and my goodness, he turns it around tonight, Bradley Cooper. Quentin Stewart wins here in the Clean Cut Painting Company 100 at Sonoma.
I don't think it's sank in yet. I don't think it's sank in yet. He's still racing hard, right? He's not done racing yet. I don't believe it. I got to go one more lap. Nope.
You've already done it. You've already done it. It's over. Man, oh man. Quentin Stewart picking up the victory over Alan Dobbs and Bradley Wilson in a race that honestly was what, maybe an hour long, maybe an hour long, an hour and 2 minutes, something like that.
Yeah. Wow. Fantastic.
And there's Dobbs congratulating Quentin Stewart. There it is, man. Great virtual sportsmanship by these 2 guys right there, because I'm telling you, Stewart and Dobbs, they could have got frustrated with one another. But listen, Dobbs has already got a win this year. He's already got, he's leading the point standings, as we mentioned. And obviously now Quentin Stewart is going to join these guys. And I'm going to tell you, what a climb now, Bradley. I mean, Quentin Stewart came into this race 36th in the point standings, right? He lost 5 spots last week after bad luck at Auto Club. He's now going to shoot, I believe, guaranteed at least into the top 15 now in the points. And most of all, you've got to win. You're going to the playoffs.
Win and you're in. That's exactly how it works here at QSR. Follows that chase or that cup format for the playoffs. And man, Quentin Stewart, I know this one meant a lot. He has been so close here at Sonoma several times and finally is able to seal the deal. And that makes it 4 winners in 4 races. Quentin Stewart adding his name to that list of drivers that are locked in all the way to playoffs. Don't go anywhere. We have more coverage to continue, those final race results and interviews with your top 3 drivers. You are watching QSR Next Generation Series 2025. We'll be back here on V-Speed in just a moment.
Let me remember.
God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Wine Country, Sonoma Raceway, checkered flag has failed. There are now 4 winners in 4 races in season number 3. Race 4 in the books in the Clean Cut Painting Company 100 Sonoma for the QSR Simulations Cup Series. Bradley Cooper, I'm Wesley Outland. V-Speed Network coverage from Sonoma is in the books, and we now show you the results of tonight's race here at Sonoma. Me and Bradley were talking off mic, and what a comeback for Quentin Stewart. He was our V-Speed driver of the day and finally breaks through in victory lane. This is, by the way, his 2nd career win. He won a race back earlier in the spring at Watkins Glen in season 2. This is his 2nd career win with the QSR Sim Cup Series, and I guess it's suffice to say we need to start calling him, Bradley, the Road Course King.
Yeah, he's done a phenomenal job, and I'm glad that I got to witness this one. I want to say that we're going back to Watkins Glen. There was an issue here on our end of things where we just weren't able to cover the race, whether it was a power outage. I can't remember exactly the details on that, but Quentin, congratulations. We've got it documented this week. You did a fantastic drive, and you led, most importantly, that last lap.
Yes, sir. There it is. Quentin Stewart, by the way, picks up the win. Alan Dobbs is second. I got a feeling with a second-place finish, he'll probably come back with a points lead, obviously. Bradley Wilson, another strong run. Stage 1 winner, by the way. He finishes in the top 3. Auto Club winner as well. Alan Dobbs, by the way, won Charlotte. So there you are. Your top 3 are all winners on the year. Joining also Blake Giglio. Then it's Mr. Gordon finishing 4th, Thomas 5th, Tay McDonald, Blaney, DePasquale, Bianchi, and Wunsch. Right now, your top 10 when the checkered flag fell here at Sonoma, Bradley.
Moving on through the rest of these results, Christian Regal in the 33, that 5-hour energy machine. Going to finish in 11th position after starting in 14th, so some gain there. Nicholas Caldwell making his appearance here. I think that's the first time I've said Nicholas here in the week 4, so that's surprising. I believe that's one of the drivers that had a real shot at the playoffs last season in the spring there to win the championship. He was a part of the Final 4, so Nicholas Caldwell, good to have him back. 13th spot goes to Davis Greenwell. And a rough day for the 12 car, but still a top 15. Tristan Pena recovered his race phenomenally. He'll get 14th, but he started up in the top 5, so he knew how to get around this place, maybe in the short term, but in the long term, a little bit off and some mistakes made. 14th for him. The 48 of Jeremiah Nelson was also a car that had an up and down day, but will finish in 15th. Ryan Philbrick in the 06 and 16th. Brantley Bryant, the 52, was very cordial, and these are starting cars that are 1 or more laps down. Wyatt Walker in 18th position, Justin Clapper in the 63 and 19th, and Tony Burleson will finish in the top 20.
There you go. Rest of the finish in order to find Trago, Leahy, Cosner. Likens with problems earlier. He's laps down, 3 laps down. Allen 25th. Dowdy with issues at the 5-hour energy number 8 machine. King Picklesheimer struggles tonight after a podium last week at Auto Club. He'll finish, or top 5 actually at Auto Club.
Connection issue, I believe.
Yeah, connection issue took him out the 9. Line started this race obviously in the back. Then it's Pennington with problems in the 40 car, top 30. Rest of the rundown, and I'll take you to the finish. John Fike, remember, he started with an EOL penalty. Niall with a problem. Giglio struggles tonight. So did Ethan Wisnowski and Walker. When it's all said and done, 1 caution flag. That was at the end of the stage. 1 yellow flag. And let's go down to victory lane and join. There it is, the race recap here tonight from Sonoma. 1 caution, 3 lead changes. And when it's all said and done, it is Quentin Stewart, 2nd career win in the QSR Cup Series. And man, I'll tell you what, representing the QSR Simulations banner proudly, the man out of Charlotte. Quentin, what a race. The strategy worked in your favor. Was you mindset going from the get-go to go for the undercut? And do you feel like that's the reason why we're talking to you in victory lane right now?
Yeah, absolutely. But you could make an argument either way. I mean, you saw Bradley come back and get a third, and he didn't do that. So I didn't want to take the risk of getting in traffic, and like even getting back past Dobbs there at the end was really difficult. He drove a great race as well, so I couldn't imagine having to drive through 4 or 5 guys to get back up there. It's just really tough to pass here at Sonoma. There's really only two, like I would say, borderline safe places to make a pass. But yeah, this is one of my favorite tracks, probably in NASCAR period. So um, I'm overjoyed to get this win. It's a great feeling.
Well, and Quentin, I want to pick your brain here for a moment. It was back at Watkins Glen, I believe, in the spring, as Wesley pointed out the statistics, man. And so we weren't able to witness that. I think, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we had a power outage or something here at V Speed. We weren't able to produce that race. And you said, of course, that week that I get a victory, you guys aren't even here. So now we actually got to document it. It is true. Quentin Stewart is a road course ringer.
Yeah, and it's been a long time coming. It's an honor to get it here on V Speed, a great channel like you guys. I mean, y'all do so much great content for so many other leagues. To come out and have a great race and get the 1-2 with my teammate as well. I mean, it really couldn't have came out much better. So, man, I'm honestly overjoyed. I'm probably gonna go crack a bottle here in a minute, man. It's this is a great moment for me. So.
Hey, Quentin, so let's go back to this, though, man. You struggled in Daytona. Daytona was not a good race for you, right? And then you turn around and you're on vacation for week number 2. I remember you telling me that because that's when I was in Greensboro covering the All-Star game. So that somehow, mobily, to the great technology we have, I was able to be in the press box next to someone else that was able to call the race with Bradley. The technical issues we had, we still made it work. But you had to kind of rebound from here, right? Auto Club was a rebound. Tonight literally sealed the deal to lock yourself into the playoffs. What does that mean now to see this series grow the way you have with you having the operations and you now have 4 winners in 4 events and the landmark yourself is leading the way also with this thing?
Well, I told my team tonight before the race that tonight was pretty much must win for me. Just our league is so competitive this season. I just didn't see myself bringing home an oval win with how deep this field is this season. I mean, I think literally every week, I think anybody could win. So I don't even want to know how many hours I put in practicing for this race. I knew it was do or die this week. I'm not as strong at Coda, our other road course, in the regular season, so I knew it had to happen. And I think it was competitive throughout the field tonight. I want to shout out Austin Thomas as well. He brought home a top 5. I know he put in a ton of work this week, and it paid off. Brought home the top 5 for the T1T team. So, and I got to thank my admin team as well. Those guys do a great job. Honestly, just as much, if not more, than I do for this series. So, it's just a great honor to have a great group of guys to race with every week and a great team to work with to make it all come together. So.
There you go. Bradley, anything else, buddy?
I'm just going to add one more thing here, Quentin. You add yourself to the list of 4 drivers. We've still got a lot of other races left to go. Is there anything on that schedule that stands out to you that maybe you circled on your calendar as if you didn't win here, that would be the next one that you had a shot?
As far as regular season goes, I think my only shot would maybe be Coda, but frankly, that is not my best road course. Just I guess then looking ahead to the playoff, it's the 2 road courses if I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at Coda and I'm looking at Watkins Glen. So and I now since I'm in the playoffs, I've got Watkins Glen circled with a big red marker. So yeah, man, I'm thrilled. I really couldn't be happier. I worked a long time this week to make this happen. So man, it's nice to get the win.
It showed. So, congratulations.
It looks like the puppy's happy too. Your puppy's happy. What? Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, the Cavalier Racing Team mascot right here. He's my pride and joy. So thank you to Peter. Thank you to my family, and everybody that supports me every week and supports this community. So it's a great honor to get a win here.
My Shih Tzu, Chance Wayne, sees the dog on the TV monitor and he's going ape, you know what, right now, barking. So I had to mute the mic there whenever, we're talking earlier because yes, it is a doggy. So yeah, Quentin Stewart, congratulations, man. Enjoy this one. Enjoy this one. We'll see you next week.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's Quentin Stewart again. He makes the fourth different winner in 4 races. And as Bradley told you, I'm a stat guy. I love looking up info on all these guys. By the way, tonight is his 47th all-time start. He leads the way with all-time starts in the QSR Simulation Cup Series. Bradley, now he has 2 wins, 9 top 5s, and his 30th top 10 with a victory here tonight at Sonoma. Let's grab Alan Dobbs. Alan Dobbs with another solid run. He came into this race after winning at Charlotte, got a 9-point lead over the field. I think that's going to stand, and you'll finish second. Nothing wrong with silver, Alan. Your take of this race, and man, I might get me some Sonic on DoorDash. I'm hungry.
Hey, yeah, I could go for some Sonic too, to be honest. It was a pretty good race. I probably could have hung on to the win there, but man, I had a teammate that's really, really hurting for points, and I was super happy to be able to be in a position to help him out today.
Tell you what, so definitely, is that what it comes down to, right? So you got a teammate, he needed to have a good race. He needed to win. You've won. Does that make that teammate, faction, if you will, working with each other, make things so much special now? Because now you have 2 team cars in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, for sure. 2 guaranteed members in the playoffs, and he was pretty certain that this was going to be his best opportunity to win a race this season, and he didn't feel like he was going to be able to make the playoffs if he didn't get a win this season. The field is really tough this season. There's a lot of really fast guys, so I wouldn't expect to see most of the playoff spots get filled up by winners. So yeah, being able to be in that position and help him out, and I mean, he ran a great race. I don't want to take anything away from what he did, because it's not like I just gave it to him. He was there when it counted and put himself in a position to be able to, let me give him the position, even though he was faster than me. He just had dirty air. It's hard to get around, unless I make a mistake. So, hats off to him. Definitely don't want to take anything away from his win, because he ran a great race. And same thing to Bradley. He was on fire stage 1. I didn't think anybody was going to be able to have anything for him, but that dirty air, it'll change things.
Man, I'll tell you what, you kind of hinted on this a moment ago, and I want you to kind of elaborate more on this. You talked about just how competitive this season has been since the first 2 seasons of the QSR Simulation Next Gen Cup Series here on V-Speed that we've been watching for the last 5 weeks. As a driver, as the points leader, as the ambassador of the guy of the series at the top of the ladder right now, why do you feel that is?
Well, a lot of these new guys that came in over the season break, they're kind of still getting their feet wet. They've caused a few issues here and there, but that's pretty normal. Racing with a new group of guys, you're going to have a little bit of figuring stuff out, how everybody races. But I think we got some 4Ks, 5Ks, 6K. We got some really high rating guys in here that know what they're doing, and know how to tire save. And it's awesome to have all that competition. Last season there was probably maybe three to four people normally that might have been battling for a win, and this season I feel like there's a good 10 people that could possibly win on any given week, without pulling some crazy strategy. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, especially if we can get it calmed down and stop having so many oval or cautions on the ovals. I was surprised, the restarts were really clean tonight comparative to how we've been running on tracks that should be really easy to get around with each other. So I don't know, maybe they can take anything they learned tonight from keeping their car off of other people's car and apply it moving forward.
Well, before we let you go, Alan, please thank your sponsors, man. Obviously, a really, really good run for you tonight. And second place, obviously, you're going to the postseason, and you got your teammate Quentin Stewart right there with you, man. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Just shout out to my lovely wife, all the guys at Cavalier Racing, admins here, you guys for the broadcast, everybody watching on YouTube, all the guys that came out and raced tonight for putting on a good show. Appreciate all y'all.
There you go. There's the man, Alan Dobbs. By the way, Alan Dobbs will have another solid podium finish. Right now, it is showing him at the top of the point standings. As I mentioned when we came on the air on V-Speed, a 9-point lead over Bradley Wilson. It is Alan Dobbs, obviously the winner at Charlotte Motor Speedway in round number 2. And if you are keeping up with his overall stats tonight, Alan Dobbs' career start number 26 tonight. And he has right now 5 wins, 18 top 5s counting tonight, and his 21st top 10 as well. Colleague for V-Speed, Bradley Cooper, is standing by with Mr. Bradley Wilson, winner last week at Auto Club. A solid race for him on the podium. He's in third, and he grabs him for an interview next.
Well, this is One and Goon's Team Chevy, which is leading that standing and the team points, but you come off that win there last week and you had the stage win here tonight. It seemed like this car was bad fast, but a little bit of damage on the left front. I'm not exactly sure where you picked that up, and it seemed like dirty air kind of killed that momentum once you got trapped back there, but you were able to get around Jesse Gordon, and then it kind of slow and went stagnant from there.
Yeah, really fast up front, kind of burnt the tires off a little bit. I mean, Quentin, Alan, Jesse, they were all fast as hell all night. So I don't really know if we're going to be able to hold them off like for the whole 43 laps. But got undercut for the stage. I knew I wanted the stage points. Try to get the points lead from Alan. May have gotten it. Don't really know. We'll have to see after this. But yeah, the 51 got into the 110. Got a little left front damage. It didn't quite turn as good as we wanted it to after that, but we just kept pushing it, and hoping Alan and Quentin were going to get into it. Come to find out they're teammates. Like that, I didn't know that.
Well, that's not a great thing to find out when you're trying to chase them down. I mean, those two waited till 2 to go to actually start racing each other. I think Quentin maybe took one stab at it prior to that. But you go back to the beginning of this race, what was your approach to keeping this car clean and maybe fast for the longer run? I know you said maybe you couldn't hold them off the whole time, but what was your approach to maybe do that?
Really just trying to keep the clean air. It's so dependent in these cars that I was just kind of the whole plan. I can't keep the rears on it. I was talking to Alan before getting pulled up here. His rears were still like 60 something. Mine were in the 40s. I don't know, but I don't know. Sonoma's not really my friend.
Well, it seems like you're doing pretty well this season, though, and to be able to perform for another podium finish at a racetrack that, you know, a lot of drivers don't even like to come to. I know some of your teammates even just elected not to even start this race here tonight. So you stuck it through. You kind of tortured yourself, maybe psychologically practicing and preparing for this thing. Who put this car out on the racetrack and put it in third place tonight?
Gotta thank One Goons, OG Gear, my teammates on the One Goons Chevy and the One Goons Ford team. I know we don't really like them Fords over there, but gotta shout them out too. Y'all for putting this on. Alan and Quentin for just absolutely dominating that second half. The 51 for knocking the 110 out of the way. Love that because 110 was really fast. My family for watching, everyone watching at home, and my girlfriend.
Bradley Wilson, third place after the win at, well, I mean, it's a podium sweep here. A win at Auto Club and now stage win at California again at Sonoma. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you in 1 week's time when we go to Iowa Speedway.
Thank you, sir.
So there you have it. Wesley Outland, I got to say, this was a phenomenal race. It shaped up to be one of those close finishes, 0.2 of a second separating these two drivers for the final 5 laps.
And, you know, one of the things I got to say is, like, you know, normally sometimes the road course races can be snoozers. They can be boring. And we've seen that in the past. We've seen it in real life as well, but not with this car. This car, the last couple of years, and even the real world of NASCAR, we've seen the road course races be very highly contested, very entertaining. We saw that here again tonight. You just heard Alan Dobbs say, man, I was trying to help my fellow man. I wasn't going to let him just take the win, but at the end of the day, I knew Quentin Stewart had a much better car. I knew the focus that we needed, and I know we need more team than me. There was no I in that conversation talking to Alan Dobbs about Quentin Stewart. Quentin Stewart emphatically said, he said it to our audience here a moment ago in post. He said, I guess, to all of his teammates like Alan Dobbs, listen, if there's a chance for me to win this race, if there's a chance to go to the playoffs, I've got to do it tonight here at Sonoma. You even heard him say that COTA was going to be a struggle for him as well. The brake rotors glowing literally cherry red. Look at that camera shot right there as we get ready to sign off. And there's the pass for the lead, for the win. And Quentin Stewart made it happen. He now becomes the 4th different winner in 4 races in the Clean Cut Painting Company 100 here in Sonoma. Bradley, it is always a pleasure to work with you guys at V-Speed. I get plenty of messages from people saying they love hearing my voice on the network. It's all thanks to you. And, man, we will now get ready to pack up our bags and head to Iowa. It's a short track that drives like a super speedway, and that is obviously where we prepare for round 5 next week. It should be pretty damn cool.
The fastest short track on the schedule, 0.85 miles. You just watch it this previous Sunday, and it should shape up to be another phenomenal. Will we see our 5th different winner here, Wesley? It's another different race venue. I mean, we haven't done a short track yet, so why not? Iowa Speedway going to set it off. That'll be next week. Of course, you can tune in here on V-Speed at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll be August 12th. And live flag-to-flag coverage all season long for every race here at QSR.
It'll certainly be a very, very fun one, no doubt about it. And as I mentioned, it's a track that's a short track, 7/8 of a mile. Rusty Wallace, NASCAR champion, Hall of Fame driver, had a lot to do with getting this place built. The last couple of years, the NASCAR Cup Series, ARCA, Xfinity, and more have been there, and it is just continuing to grow, and we are excited to have it on the iRacing platform for the QSR Simulations Next Gen Cup Series next Tuesday night. We would like to thank all of you for viewing tonight's action of the QSR Next Generation Cup Series for season number 3 and round 4 at Sonoma. If you enjoyed tonight's events, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, like and share, and follow V-Speed, as we will have, as always, flag-to-flag coverage of the QSR Simulation Cup Series all season long to the road to the championship. And, of course, you can also check us out on social media at V-Speed-Sim on X. For Adam Baker and, of course, production, color commentary, Bradley Cooper, always a pleasure. This is Wesley Outland saying so long from Sonoma Raceway. Congratulations to Charlotte, North Carolina's Quentin Stewart winning here tonight at Virtual Wine Country to make the 4th different winner. Round 5 next week at Iowa. Good evening.